Hi, this is Monte, and today we're going to talk about mixing kick and bass. Let's go! Okay, here we have a kick and a hi-hat, a shaker, a close side, with the shaker I did the trick. I sidechained it with a trigger signal so that we only have the off signal here, as you can see. The end. From the LM1, from the Lin drum, a shaker to have a bit more the open hi-hat feel. As you can see, I just add a little more high frequencies. Okay, that's a clap. And the snare. Snare with a clap. In the snare gives us a kind of a room. And muted guitar. And that's our bass. Okay. Yeah, not bad. That's the effect. So time for a little bit more theory. What is peak? What is RMS? Good. The peak value is the highest level that the signal will reach, and the RMS, root mean square value, is the effective value of the total signal. In other words, it's a measurement of the continuous power of a signal. Human hearing is optimized for capturing continuous signals, making our ears RMS instrument, not peak instruments. So using RMS meters makes sense most of the time, but we're going to combine it with the peak. On the right side, my old trusted friend, the frequency analyzer. We also add a scope to obtain the stereo field. Very important. As you can see here, this is our bass. That mono, but doesn't really have that much tone. And a lot of low frequency information we really don't need below 50 Hertz. Let's add the EQ. My option, much better. It's a cleaner sound. Without EQ. We also got rid of nasty 300 Hertz frequency. We don't need this. And we added a bit more definition by adding 1200. Sounds good to me, but the loudness on the low frequency content modulates. A common problem with pulse width modulation basses. But we use the C1 to get rid of the problem. We just lower that frequency which disturbs. Now we even out the peaks, so we have a constant bass. Without, you see the level jumps up and down, which will cause a lot of problems later on when we mix the track. And the difference between peak and RMS is not that big, which is good. Have a look at the settings. These ones work in most cases. You just have to lower the threshold and select the frequency you want to get rid of. And don't forget to activate the split mode inside of the C1. To have a little bit more control over the peak, we add a limiter. It just takes away that little peaks that make the bass jump out. Now we have a constant level. The almighty sidechain. Have a look at the attack time as well. Attack time by 0 will add a click sound, which is not really cool. Okay, I lower the output now. Now we have to measure the two signals, the kick and the bass. As you can see, we have a peak here around -15, and this one has a peak around -20. So I always leave kind of 5 dB room between them. A lot of production I received as a mixer, I saw outrageous levels of bass being louder than the kick, which will boom the shit out of the speakers in the club. Doesn't help really. So just to test how loud we really are, I added a tiny bit of limiting, as you can see. Just a tiny bit. And as you can see, we already got club level loudness. And it's just a little bit of limiting at the end. To answer your questions, I have nothing on the mix bus, really nothing. It's just to kind of guess how it will sound at the end through the mastering. Another trick I do with the bass to widen it up is to use a delay. Have a look at these settings. It's like a tiny room. So without having anything on the mix bus or any bus, we're already sounding like a finished record. That's the trick. In the next tutorial, we're going to mix the rest.